Hello, I'm Lady Calamere. Hail and welcome to my channel. Hail and welcome if you're new. Hail and welcome back to those who are subscribers or those who watch my channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel, as this lets me know that I'm doing a good job. Now, this is my 299th presentation on Feng Po Po, since we just passed Chinese New Year, and Happy Chinese New Year to everyone who practice it. Feng Po Po. Let's look at her and let me get the card. Ooh. This card, beautiful card, comes from this deck, Goddesses of the World. Awaken Your Inner Goddess Oracle cards that celebrate women's diverse stories by Welmy, Sasha, and Sylvia Damiano. So you can get these cards on eBay, Amazon, bookstore, New Age store, local occult store. If you don't want to buy from Amazon, that's fine. Ask your store to carry it or buy it from Amazon, like I did. So Feng Po Po. She is a Chinese goddess dealing with winds. But here they make her kind of young here. But she, make no mistake, she is the crone phase of the goddess. She is the crone phase of the goddess. Now, they put her riding on a bird, but she actually rides a tiger. She rides a tiger. And the tiger represents courage, strength. It represents power and ferocity. She replaces the male god Feng Po, who is the god of the winds. So Feng Po Po, her name, they call her Madam Wind. And she rides along a road of clouds, and she stuffs the wind into her bag and slings it on her shoulder. But when it gets heavy, she releases the weather. And it could be like a fair wind to an extremely strong storm. So she can bring the calm winds for enough for harvesting and sowing and harvesting, or to a point of total destruction. So Feng Po Po, her element is of course wind, and she deals with air and as well as even storms, but definitely wind is her element. And she is a symbol, a force of change. She changes things up. She is a force of transformation, as we would call it. And she reminds us of being interconnected with all living things, all living beings. And she is crucial to the balance of nature, nature's balance. So it's serving between the earth and the heavens, the sky and the land. And she's the one that can also, as put it, this came from the lady from the oracle, the wind oracle, who wrote the wind oracle cards, that when we need to get rid of something, especially something small or something that's bothering us, we can call upon Feng Po Po and to stuff it in her bag and to take these fears, these problems, these issues we're having, and release it out in the farthest end of the galaxy so that it stays away from us, and to even transform fear into uh, happiness, into calmness. So we got the Joker right here, shaking the tripod. No, you're not knocking over the tripod. So, anyways, oh my God, you just farted. Come on, talk about wind, Joker. That's disgusting. Right in my face before. Really nice. No, Joker, no. Really? So she deals with the necessary winds to change things, to change weather patterns. So let's read a little bit from this. Again, Goddesses of the World Oracle. Feng Po Po. Adapt to the unexpected. The Chinese goddess of the winds calls you to flow with the winds of change and adapt to the unexpected. Just as Feng Po Po brings fortune and transformation, let her energy inspire you to navigate through life's twists and turns with flexibility and grace. So, and you can find the rest of the information that the author writes on if you were to scan the card, like in the back. So, she's the one to also she she's she could be very benevolent in some places, but sometimes she may not be so benevolent, depending on what part of China you are in. Now, she makes she makes it possible for the wind to either stop or to blow. She makes it possible for the rains to come, bringing rain and life and fertility to the land. But again, sometimes she could be destructive. She is associated with agricultural prosperity. So during the Han Dynasty, that's what she was associated, the agricultural prosperity. And then when you talk about the Song dynasties, Song, and the Tang, Tang, like the Drake Tang dynasty, anyone remember Tang? She, Feng Po Po, becomes more aligned with art, poetry, creativity, inspiration, and even songs written about her. So now she's become aligned with, again, we could say poets, songwriters, artists. If you want to be creative, get your creative juices flowing, call upon Feng Po Po. Maybe you do painting, maybe you do drawing, maybe you sculpt statues, you know. She's one to call. Now, she definitely deals with the spring. Well, she deals with the arrival. So her birth, the birth of Feng Po Po, is associated with the first gust of wind that uh, marks the arrival of spring, or herald, who is a herald of spring. So now she becomes associated with growth and renewal. And I guess that's why they put the phoenix here for renewal, where out of the old something new comes. So she also brings the storms, powerful summer storms, and the gentle spring breezes. So she is a goddess, the crone goddess who nurtures, but also the crone goddess who is could be a very violent force to be dealt with. Is this crone goddess approachable? She can be. She could very much be. Maybe not during when she's letting the bag of wind turn into storm clouds, where she can turn those uh, white puffy clouds into something dark and the wind blows. So there is a famous story about Feng Po Po who she helped a, a a farmer, a very youthful farmer, young farmer, save the village he lived in from drought by causing the winds and the rains. And here we see her as a nurturer. Here we see her as protecting life and a protector, but also those crops fed people. Those crops brought in prosperity. Those crops kept the village alive instead of turning it into a ghost town. So it was through her and through her concern for the young farmer who called her to help him. So that's how the story goes. Now, when in northern provinces, she is a fierce goddess to be reckoned with. She's a warrior. She comes in reminding me of Durga, but imagine Durga as an older lady riding the tiger. And the tiger is a fierce animal. The tiger is, you see Durga riding the tiger, right? It's fierce. The Bengali tiger. So if you see the Indian Durga, she rides a lion. The Bengali, from Bangladesh, she rides a tiger. So remember that. But anyways, back to Feng Po Po. She in the northern provinces, like I was saying, she's a ferocious warrior who can command and bring some the most vicious storms. Where she's ferocious. So when you go to the southern provinces, she's a nurturing elderly lady, a grandmother, a kindly grandmother who protects and nurtures agricultural fields and the farms and the food to feed everything, that the farm animals and to feed people. So she is known as to be the guardian of nature. She can be called on to balance the ecosystem, so we need her. And like I said, she represents change. So if you need a change in your life, a change for the better, Feng Po Po, please change my life for the better. I invite you with love and kindness and honor. Hail Feng Po Po, right? So even in traditional art, Feng Po Po is there with her garments all flowing, and that seems her garments and her clothes seem to be dancing with the breeze. So there are dance performances. You can do dances, and when you dance for her, mimic the flow of the wind. Make your dances very much like air. Be very airy and feel like wind. You can do like a graceful hand movements like this, and then to bring in peace and to get out your enemies, get them out, blow them away. You can do the graceful ease of saying that my life is going to get more calm. I'm bringing in peace. I'm bringing in serenity. But then turn like a tornado You could dance like a tornado, and with that, I blow out. And if you can't dance, you say you're wheel homebound. Maybe you're bedbound or you're wheelchair. You can mimic it with your arms, make a tornado, and blow out those things that are hurting you. Push out and destroy those things that are bothering you. Get rid of fear. Get rid of that person who is tormenting you. Get rid of that group that is bothering you. Whatever, co-worker, or maybe, get rid of bad luck. You can watch it being taken away. So when you feel the wind, you could call upon Feng Po Po to bring goodness to you and take away the bad. So while you're taking away the bad, you want to fill it up with good. Because if you're just banishing and you're not asking for anything, just things can just come back or something worse. You never know. So you want to bring in good. When you get rid of the bad luck, you want to bring in the good things. So there's actually processions to local shrines where people still pray to this goddess. She has not been forgotten. Maybe in the East we don't know much of. I'm sorry, in the West we don't know much about her, but when you go to China and you say Feng Po Po, Feng Po Po, I said Feng Po Po, Feng Po Po. Sorry, my apologies. Feng Po Po. Don't know what you're talking about. So her name could be spelled this way or the to P O P O together. Either way. So you can use the wind as oracles, and the ancient people did. She does rule over, like I said, she's called Madam Wind, and she's pretty much usually old and wrinkled. And the tiger is also, she also deals with the autumn seasons as well as not just the spring. So I guess she deals with every season when you think about it. When the winds of each season, the cold wind blows, a cold wind blows. That's from Ice Nine Kills, and it's not the name of the song, but the it could be the summer breeze or the winter storms. But definitely, when you look at the tiger, that's definitely in. Well, I'm not gonna get into that, but because I'm going to end up going back into Durga, and I don't want to get into Durga. I already did a presentation on her, so she is seen to carry a sack of winds. So, and when she gets into a foul mood, or when the sack gets heavy, she releases the sack. So, she can release these pent up storms. And it shows us when we hold too much in our own pockets or our own little sack, our own life, we can also let it out and in a fury. So sometimes we just need to unload ourselves and to talk to someone again. But I don't want to get off Feng Po Po. So she can be generous, or she can take away. She can give, but she can also take away. So again, she replaces Feng Bo, who is the male human, I guess more of a human form of Fei Lian, Feilian, which is male, but Feng Po Po takes over. So what else can I talk about her? She, if you're working with weather magic, if you do weather spells, and especially if you're an air element, You can really feel connected to this goddess. My sun sign is an air. As you know, I was born in September. So I'm a Libra. So so dealing, if you have a lot of air in your chart, you may be able to really connect to this goddess, to Madam Wind. And she's definitely good for weather magic, whether you want to bring a storm or calm a storm, or bring a wind to cool things down, because sometimes that breeze really helps. And so weather magic goes under her. So you can face the direction where the wind is coming from, but other than that, in like in the Wiccan and witchcraft traditions, you can face east for air, to call upon the air. But when you ask for travel, that's actually different if you look at the BRH. So I'm not going to get into that. If you know what the banishing ritual of the hexagram, where on a higher level air is placed on another direction. If you know, you know. Oh, I'm going to make you look that up. So, what to honor her with? You can give her incense, because that deals with air. Burning incense, burning things to her that smell good. Perfumes represent air. You also, another thing that was sacred to her is wind chimes, because she blows through the wind chimes. So you think you can give her wind chimes. Find something nice. It doesn't have to be Chinese. It could be something that you like. Maybe a wooden one, maybe a metal one, maybe a crystal one. Something that you like to hear the sound of. And if it sounds annoying, then but if it sounds nice, then get it for her. Also think of pinwheels. Pinwheels blow in the air. That's another one. I used to love pinwheels. You can also take those little what's those? Those type of flowers. It's not actually flowers, it's actually weed, and you blow on it and you make a wish. You can actually use that in the Feng Po Po ritual. I'm trying to think what they're called. They're not. Oh, I used to always pick them up and make a wish. As a kid, I would take one up, hold it, and think about what I want and make a wish. So maybe you want to make a wish for a friend, or a wish for a better job, and you can actually use those, pick those, and blow them to Feng Po Po. And you can get your kids involved in it. For children, you can have them, uh, use bubbles, and tell your kid to empower the bubbles, right? Power the little container, empower the little wand, and you tell them this is your magic wand, and you're gonna have them dip it in, and you're gonna have them wish for something good, like maybe wish to pass a test, or wish to have friends, or maybe wish to, you know, have a great day at an arcade or something, or to win at an arcade, right? To win a game. So, yeah, something like that. Something for kids. Bubble magic is definitely good for children, and you can do it with your children and honor Feng Po Po with them by literally blowing the bubble and sending. You can do it for whatever, but you can definitely do it for Feng Po Po, and it's really cool. So, especially if you got little children, you can do bubble magic. Or so she she's been known to protect the crops, but also with her storms destroy the crops. It's not that she's evil. She is a balance. So other things that you can give to her is some sweets or airy pastries or pastries that look like they have like bubbles in it, like they have chocolate that have these little air holes in it. And it's a British chocolate. I can't think of the name of it, but you can give her that. Think about giving her fluffy things or just chocolate. You can't go wrong with chocolate, but also light fluffy things like think about meringue, nice and fluffy, right? A lot gets aerated. This angel food cake is another light and fluffy you can make for her. And that's not traditional, but you can also give her, you can't go wrong with giving her something from your garden or something you grew from your crops. So if you're a farmer and you're pagan, you can, and you hear this, maybe you can give her some portion of what you have grown as a thanks or something from your garden. If you don't have a garden, that's fine. You can always buy her some fruit that was harvested, like apples or pomegranates or something nice, you know? So, yeah, those are the things that you, those are just some ideas of what you can give her. So, what else can I think of? So, when you breathe, breathing in and blowing out, making wind. I breathe in Feng Po Po's good luck. I breathe out bad luck in the name of Feng Po Po. And you could do this. And you can visualize. One of the things I'm going to show you, and since it's dealing with wind, you can visualize, say you get a card or a picture. Or you can visualize her standing and you breathe God breathing. Or Goddess breathing in this. You, while she breathes out, you breathe in. You breathe in her breath. I breathe in good luck from Fang Po Po. And now breathe out. And let her breathe in and say, I give you what I don't need, Fang Po Po, for you to change. Or you can just visualize just having her giving some life force to you. Just breathe in and then you exchange breath. And you breathe out and you let her breathe in your breath. So, and you can do this for a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. Or you can just visualize yourself breathing into the picture and and visualize her breathing into you. And you two can hold hands. You can hold her hands or see her holding your hands. And you can ask her to hug you and you know, so that's pretty much what sort of like God breathing, goddess breathing is. And it's a good technique to learn. And you can do this with any deity. You can do this with Durga, you can do this with any god deity you feel comfortable with. Or an Orisha or lower that you feel comfortable with doing. The goddess breath. So that's just something to do with her. Wow, I've been talking about her for 28 minutes. I only feel, what, 28? 30 minutes. Wow. So, feathers. Feathers also represent air. You can give her a nice, you know, those feather necklaces from like Mardi Gras, you get from Mardi Gras. You can give her that. She does like feathers and a clean feather duster or a cat toy with feathers. You know, just make sure your cats don't get it because they'll tear it up or eat it. So you can have that. And if you want to give her beautiful colored flowers, some to represent, you know, each season, you can. Um, you know, just things like that that you can decorate her altar. So I want to thank you for watching my video. And I hope you got something out of this. And I'm just trying to think what else about her. So, just trying to think. Before I close this off. She does like dancing and she does like singing. So you can think of different things that represents air, like maybe playing an instrument like a whistle or a flute, something that's very airy, or that little triangle thing that you bang, and something that represents air, and even a horn, or a clarinet, that represents air, right? But yeah, so there is something called the King Ming Festival, and I talked about this in one of my other presentations, and that's a tomb sweeping day. And why I'm bringing this up, why am I bringing the King Ming Festival up? And this is the rituals and festivals involved wind. And during this time, the family of the ancestors will visit graves, right? And basically, the gentle winds of spring are believed to carry our prayers, our good wishes, or one's needs and desires, and our love to those who have gone before. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your ancestors. This can involve just respecting maybe a veteran's grave. If you go to a cemetery, you can, you see some branches on a grave, you can take it off, or if anyone asks you, to say, I'm just respecting. And one of the things that you could do for a veteran. Ow! Damn it, I banged my hand. Thank you for knocking over my card. Oh, crap. Ugh. Is put a penny on their grave. And if anyone says anything, that's not loitering. That's a way to respect a veteran. You put a penny on a grave. It's a way to respect it. Um, some graves get. Some people get really crazy, so be careful when you leave offerings, because some people get really crazy. If you're leaving flowers, there's really nothing they can. It's not littering. But if you start leaving food, you can get in trouble. So be careful when you're in the grave. Just be aware of that. You could say, well, I'm just leaving. This was my friend. Or this was a friend of the family, and I'm leaving some flowers. I'm not littering. So whatever. They can't prove it. So, but also the reason why I bring the King Ming Festival, because it deals with carrying the wind, gentle winds carrying your request. So yeah. So King Ming Festival means tomb sweeping festival. And it's also a time for the ancestors. So yeah, I wanted. You can also give her fortune cookies. I think that was actually started by a Japanese for his restaurant in America, where he made fortune cookies, and then of course Chinese restaurants took. I think so, but anyways, you can leave fortune cookies, right? And leave it to her, and maybe give her the cookies, and then you read your fortune, and then you play those numbers, and yeah, something like that. So, and you could agree, if you win some money, you can share it with those who are needy, maybe animals or a charity, you know. Stuff like that. So anyways, I really hope you liked my video. And please like and subscribe because this really helps me. And I'm really happy I got some more subscribers. Hail and welcome. Thank you for the support. You can always open your YouTube channel. You don't need to be a content creator or create any videos. You could just open a YouTube channel so you're able to like or dislike a video or to subscribe and stuff like that, you know? Otherwise, you can't comment, you can't subscribe, and you can't like until you have a YouTube. Share my YouTube with your friends and family, and think about, in honor of Feng Po Po, think about how about giving charities to places that help wildlife like birds, who are the creatures of the air. And we can also think about doing, tomb sweeping away from the dead, and think about, having your request say, hey, I just cleaned your tomb. Is there any way you can help me? Whatever. This, as long as it's not like a serial killer or something like that, they're not going to help you with anything good. But, you know, it, you know. Anyways, thank you for watching. And as always, you're awesome and blessed be.